Hey guys!
Longhorn Coasters here, and we are at Six Flags Over Georgia. And we are here for two fantastic reasons.
The very first and most important one is that we are celebrating Dylan's 29th birthday.
Yeah, I'm getting old, y'all, but I'm still riding coasters and excited to celebrate my birthday here.
Second thing we are celebrating is that, what a nice birthday gift for Dylan. You guys gave us 150 subscribers. Insane.
Woohoo!
We are here, we are excited for a fun day, gonna get some new credits, ride some new coasters, and we're excited to tell you every single thing that we think today.
All right, let's get to the ride. See you in the first ride. So our first ride of the day is going to be Twisted Cyclone. None of us have ever been to this park before, so every ride is going to be a new credit. We are walking on to Twisted Cyclone. It looks almost like an RMC type ride. It's a wooden frame with a steel track, and so I'm interested to see how the ride is. We'll let you guys know.
We just got off of Twisted Cyclone, and it was definitely twisty.
Oh my gosh, it was awesome. It was my third Rocky Mountain construction coaster ever going on.
Unconfirmed, if we confirmed.
Yes, I confirmed. So it was my third Rocky Mountain construction roller coaster to go on, and it was amazing. It was short, but they packed a lot of punch into that ride.
Yeah, my only thing is it's so twisty that since I was stapled, every single moment of airtime I was thrown into the lap bar, so I think I might have bruises on my thighs, but other than that, very fun ride.
I fortunately did not have that problem, so I loved that some of the inversions were so slow that you just had hang time, and it was a really cool feeling. A lot of air time on that ride, and it was a great way to start the day.
Let's get to the next one.
Let's go. Right after we finished Twisted Cyclone, they opened up the rest of the park, so we didn't even realize that only a few of the rides were open at the 10 a.m. opening time. But now, we're able to go to the rest of the park.
Did your Six Flags not do that growing up?
I don't think I rope dropped very often.
Yeah, I rope dropped every time I went.
Okay guys, next ride up is the Dallonega Mine Train. Looks like we're beating the rush on this one too. So let's walk on to Dahlonega Mine Train.
Dang, we picked a good day to come.
Absolutely. The weekend after Memorial Day weekend, maybe everyone's actually just kind of resting. Must be this tall. I don't know.
The Six Flags has some good theming.
Absolutely, that's a cool old track.
Like a lot better theming than Six Flags Great America. Shots fired.
Hot take.
We just got off whatever that mine train ride.
Dahlonega Mine Train.
We just got off of that.
And honestly, it was a total contrast to Twisted Cyclone. Whereas Twisted Cyclone was short and sweet with exciting elements, this was a very long, meandering, but enjoyable mine train.
If you're a kid who has not ridden roller coasters before, it's a good ride for them. Just because it has very small lift hills and small drops and like one thrilling element right at the end. So if it scares you, you can get right off.
Yeah, the finale was definitely my favorite part. The majority of the ride is above ground and there are multiple short lift hills, but it's a great drop and it was a great final element to the ride. Besides that though, it's definitely a kiddie coaster, so it's not a ride that I would ride again.
Same.
But it's a credit.
It's a credit.
This is a ride?
I'm so excited for this one. Let's go.
The dark ride?
This is like Six Flags level Disney ride.
Oh gosh, this ride. How did you get me into this line? Wait, this is nightmare fuel, y'all. You just get ready for this.
I do remember.
Get ready for this one. This is a must-do attraction at Six Flags Over Georgia.
I'm very excited. It's one of the few POVs I watched clips of before going on.
I'm very excited for this ride. I mean, it's a boat ride, so it's kind of goes without saying, but one train ops, y'all.
It's not one train ops. There's multiple boats. There's
That's
not
true.
one boat for 6 people, and then they do 6 people at a time. We would not be moving as much as we are. Okay, Okay, that was way better than I expected. I would even put that above some of the animatronics that I've seen at Universal, like Dr. Seuss. So that was real good, honestly. I liked it. I thought it was a fun little theme.
Did we go on the same ride? That was something else. Those characters, I'll definitely say, were unique. Hope you guys enjoyed it. It was an experience. Six Flags Over Georgia is huge, and it took us a minute to figure out which way to go. But we are now going to head towards Superman's Ultimate Flight, and there will also be Great American Scream Machine and Blue Hawk over there. And then we'll head back towards Goliath and some of the other coasters near the entrance of the park. Six Flags Over Georgia is huge, y'all. Hey, what's that credit? Darn.
It's not a credit, it's a log run.
Well, in any case, we're not riding that one today.
I'm real excited because we're about to do Superman Ultimate Flight, which I have a clone of at my home park, Six Flags Great America. So I've ridden it a bunch of times, but since mine's a clone, the coaster doesn't go into the land and fit into the landscape as well as what I've heard happens here.
I'm just excited for a good B&M pretzel loop. It's one of the most intense elements of any coaster for me. The positive G's are just mind-blowing. So I'm looking forward to that and the rest of Superman Ultimate Flight.
Let's get on it.
I'm flying. Well, about to be.
I've seen that sign before. I've seen these awnings before too. This is all too familiar. We just got off Superman. We're heading to the Great American Scream Machine, but while we are on the way there, what'd you think?
Well, first off, no line, so that was fantastic. We were able to get front row, which is great, and the pretzel loop was intense, which I knew was going to be the case. That being said, after riding on SeaWorld Manta so many times, comparing the two rides, Manta just has more to it. Even though the landscape and terrain on Superman was better here than at the other Six Flags, I still felt that there wasn't as many inversions on Superman compared to Manta. But that being said, it's still a great ride.
I agree with every single thing Dylan said. The only thing I'm gonna add is while it's not the best of all of the Flyer B&Ms we've been on, it has the best pretzel loop out of all of them.
All right, guys, next up is Blue Hawk. Don't know anything about it, but it looks fun. It's a looping coaster, and there's no line, so can't complain about that.
By the looks of the track, it kind of looks like Demon at Great America, so a little nervous because that one rocks my world in a not good way. All right, we just got off Blue Hawk, and as we were approaching it, I was like, I think this is a Vekoma. I searched it. It is a Vekoma. It's the same as Demon in the sense that it's a little rickety. It's a little... so I will not be going back on that one. Demon is a skip when I go to home. I think this will be a skip when I come here.
Yeah, I would have to agree that this is a one and done for me. It's amazing how much steel coasters have improved over the years. Honestly, I feel like old steel coasters are rougher than old wooden coasters because wooden coasters can at least be refurbished over time. This was a pretty rough ride, but I enjoyed that it was over the lagoon. I thought that that aspect was nice. You were able to see downtown Atlanta at the top of the lift hill. So I thought that those aspects of the ride were pretty great, but the ride itself was a little rough, a little dated. Next up is the Great American Scream Machine. This looks like a classic out and back wooden roller coaster. I'm excited for it. When you're looking at the map, the Great American Scream Machine takes up a huge footprint, and it looks like it is a long roller coaster. It has 3,800 feet of track. So we did not realize it, but this coaster is actually recognized by the American Coaster Enthusiasts as a landmark.
That's pretty cool. I really like that. So I'm excited to ride now, not just a roller coaster, but a historic coaster.
We hopped in line for Justice League Battle for Metropolis to escape the heat and get some air conditioning.
There we go. So we're gonna do some shoot rides.
It's not gonna be easy. Fortunately, we've got the most high-tech military vehicles.
So we just got off of the DC shooter game. I beat Dylan.
Justice League Battle for Metropolis, and yes, she beat me, but Our friend was the winner overall, top 5% of shooters, so hey. Fun ride, and the AC was top notch. So now we're about to ride Goliath. This is a B&M coaster. It's very similar to Titan from Six Flags over Texas. This looks like a similar ride to Raging Bull or Mako.
Yep, look at these lap bars. They are the same.
I'm excited for this one. Wow, I thought that Goliath was awesome. So I thought it had elements similar to Mako and also parts of it similar to Raging Bull. I just thought it was extremely enjoyable. It had really forceful elements, but was also smooth the whole time. Honestly, it's between that and Twisted Cyclone for my favorite ride so far. I would rate that very high in attractions here at Six Flags Over Georgia. That was great.
It's not as tall as Raging Bull, but it's a newer ride compared to Raging Bull. So I thought Raging Bull would have been the newer ride because it's smoother, but I definitely like Raging Bull more, but Mako is still gonna be above both of them.
So, as far as B&M Hypers, still awesome ride. Would recommend.
Yes, I would go on it again.
Yeah. We are walking up to the Daredevil dive coaster. Pretty excited for this one. Looks like it's a really small train, tight, windy layout with a nice dive to start it off.
We have another Ace roller coaster landmark.
Here at the Riddler Mindbender.
This ride is manufactured by the same people that make the Wizard at Great America. So I'll see if it's similar.
We just got off of the Riddler Mindbender and it was a little bit rough, honestly. It kind of was a back bender more than a mind bender.
I liked it for everything except for the loop-de-loops were a little rough. That was the only time I felt real rough. All the other moments just felt like the planned G-forces, not rough because of age. So I actually enjoyed it. I don't think I would ride it immediately again, but maybe at the end of the night or something, I wouldn't mind riding it a second time.
I do think that the landscaping was awesome. You were kind of over like almost a little creek. And it was incorporated very well into the ride, the terrain was, and so I thought that was very nice.
Yeah, my favorite part is you kind of came up a really big bunny hill, maybe even a camelback, and there were just trees all over you, so it just felt like you were in the forest. So I really liked it, so yeah, I do know.
Definitely can see why it's a classic coaster. Next up is Batman.
We just got off of Batman the Ride. I don't know if it's because I'm so familiar with it. It was exactly what I expected because it was exactly like the one at Great America.
It's crazy, maybe because it's been a couple years for me. I forgot how forceful, how fast all the elements feel on Batman. It's an intense coaster, and it's a really fun ride.
Have you ever lost the feeling in your toes on it?
My toes were tingling a little bit this time, actually. I thought it felt like it was really fast this time.
Happens every time for me.
We backtracked all the way here. We probably should have just ridden it before when we were already here, but we're here now, so we're gonna ride it. Let's go. So this is the entrance to Joker's Funhouse. It is kind of dark and spooky, but couldn't expect anything else from the Joker. Well, this looks faster than the mine train. All right, y'all. So Joker's Funhouse had some kick. That was a quick ride. It was short, but sweet. Honestly, for a kiddie coaster, I way prefer that to the leandering, slow mine train. That was fun.
Yeah, so my super hot take, like Dylan said, it's a very short ride, but it's better than Slinky Dog. It is so much better than Slinky Dog. Slinky Dog was so slow.
Whoa, shots fired. I mean, I really liked Joker's Funhouse. I would honestly say it has re-rideability. It was a fun kiddie coaster.
That was a really good kiddie coaster.
That drop, we were in the very back row. Not by choice, but just because it was the last train left. And by the time we came into the drop, we were flying. Awesome.
Great ride.
All right, y'all. The birthday boy is going rogue. I am doing a repeat ride on Goliath. while everyone else goes and gets ice cream. It's a hot day. Ice cream sounds really tasty, but not as tasty as one more ride on Goliath. Let's go, guys. So it turns out Goliath has a single rider, and I'm gonna be on the next train, guys. I just rode Goliath for the second time, and I was in the third row this time as opposed to being in the last row. And I felt like in the third row, all the elements felt a lot better, a lot more balanced, less intense maybe. And I think that Goliath is just such a well-rounded ride. It doesn't only have airtime hills, it also has lateral moments, and it felt like just an incredible ride. It might even be my favorite B&M hypercoaster. Above Mako, above Raging Bull, Goliath just slapped.
Yeah, so I was eating ice cream and everything he said is wrong.
Yes, because she was eating ice cream, that means that everything I said is false, of course.
He is wrong. Mako is the best B&M hyper, followed by Raging Bull, then Goliath, and I have ice cream.
I mean, you haven't ridden the third row. How can you really say until you ride it? Guys, I don't know how she has it number 3 and not number 1, or at least number 2. Like, did you ride the same ride? That is so much better than Raging Bull. Like, Raging Bull is a hill and a corkscrew, and you're done.
It's smoother.
This ride goes forever, and it is smooth if you're not in the very back row. So I think that you just rode in the wrong row. You just don't understand what Goliath has to offer. Comment below if you think that Goliath is your number 1 B&M hypercoaster. Or else list what your favorite B&M hypercoaster is. We want to know, guys.
I am so unbelievably excited that this is our final new ride for the day, because I just realized that Georgia Scorcher is a stand-up coaster, and I haven't ridden a stand-up coaster since Iron Wolf, and Iron Wolf is no longer at Six Flags Great America because they replaced it with the RMC Goliath, which is amazing, better than the Goliath at this park, not gonna lie. But I get to ride a stand-up coaster again. I've missed Iron Wolf for years. You get to experience a stand-up coaster.
It'll be my very first stand-up coaster. I'm shocked that they still have a stand-up coaster. I thought that trend of train style went away, but apparently Six Flags Over Georgia has one left, and it's Georgia Scorcher.
It is also made by B&M, just like Iron Wolf was, and from what I saw, the seats look very, it's like the standing mounts. I don't know what to call them, but it looks very similar to what Iron Wolf was, so I'm very excited.
It's like a bicycle seat.
Kind of. We are approaching Georgia Scorcher. All right, I already know Dylan's gonna complain, so I'm gonna get in the positive first. That was everything I remembered. I loved it so much. The only thing is I don't remember it being that hard to straddle it. I think maybe I'm older, maybe, I don't know. So I might put Iron Wolf a little higher just for the sake of I don't remember it hurting that much. I would ride it again. I think it is worth the effort.
So let me start with the positives. I think that having a coaster like that with inversions and all the elements it had was awesome. I think that was a very unique experience. Having your head that far from the center of gravity where the train is means your head is experiencing these forces in a much more intense way than it would in a different type of train setup. With that being said, the logistics of how the train harness has to work, it's a bicycle seat, and it is a little awkward. I mean, if you stand up straight and keep your feet on the ground, like the attendants tell you to do, it is comfortable, but it's just different, you know? But that being said, I think it's a great addition to any park. Like, it's such a different experience just because of the train setup alone. I would ride it again.
We've ridden every single credit in the park now, so.
Yes, it's amazing. I was worried that there wouldn't be enough time to get everything done, but honestly, the operations have been fast, the crowds have been low, and it's been a really quick day. We've been able to get everything in that we wanted to do. So it's pretty awesome. And then some. We also did Battle at Metropolis. So GoPros aren't allowed at Six Flags. Unfortunate. I would love to get point of view content for our viewers, but unfortunately it's not allowed. And if you try to sneak your GoPro on it, you are at risk of getting kicked out. That's a risk we're not willing to take. No GoPro today. I just got a Twisted Cyclone mug and shot glass. I was bummed they didn't have any Twisted Cyclone t-shirts. I just got off my third ride on Twisted Cyclone. I was in row 9 on the right side, and it was amazing. I still haven't memorized that layout. I think it's awesome that having a wood frame kind of conceals what's about to happen next. So all the twists and turns, you don't know what's coming. Like, it was just an amazing ride. All 3 of my rides on Twisted Cyclone were fantastic.
Yeah, and that is where we are ending the day. New park, a lot of new rides. Highlights for me, Twisted Cyclone, the Daredevil dive coaster, and Georgia Scorcher. What were your highlights?
My 2 favorite rides were Twisted Cyclone and Goliath. Like, those 2 were just above all the rest. My 3rd place would be Daredevil, just because it was such a unique ride. And 4th place, maybe it would go to Georgia Scorcher. That's a good ride as well. I mean, B&M is just masterful with track layouts. So no matter what the seat setup is or a lack of seat, it's still gonna be a good ride. Now that we've done all the rides at the park and repeats on our favorite rides, we're ready to call it a wrap. It has been a fantastic birthday celebration and a celebration for 150 subscribers. Thank you again for subscribing to the channel. Thank you for liking the videos and commenting on the videos, and hit the notification bell if you want to find out when our next video comes out.
And when we can, we'll get that POV for you as long as we're allowed to.
Yeah, we're not gonna get kicked out of Six Flags. There's too many other Six Flags that we wanna go to, too many other parks in general. We're not gonna ruin our name by breaking rules, but if it's an option, you know we're gonna get that point of view content for you guys.
Until next time, guys.
Bye. I just had a great birthday.